Hi, Peter. Good evening. And recording has started. And today we are going to discuss number one, what we understand by ruling planets, RPs as they are called in KP. And after that, we are going to study the role of Rahu and Ketu.
Mm-hmm.
1 second.
Yes, sir.
I'm
Yep, no problem, sir.
pausing the recording. Yeah. So, Peter, without wasting time, let's, start sharing the screen.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so planets, Rahu, Ketu. Where are the ruling planets? Yeah. Okay, so can you see the screen?
Oh, it hasn't come up yet, sir.
Okay, it hasn't come.
Still dark. Oh, yeah, it's coming up, sir. Yeah.
It's coming up. Okay. Whenever you prepare a chart, okay, whenever you prepare a chart in KP, there'll be ruling planets, okay?
Yep.
What do we understand? Whenever you see, now this is a chart, okay?
Yes, sir.
This is a chart, and on the left side are the tables, okay? What are ruling planets? You see ruling planets at whenever this chart was prepared. You see, I have written here ruling planets in the middle. See at 1 second. Yeah, can you read in the middle? Ruling planets at 190347 are some hours at at the place, at Ranchi. This was at Ranchi.
Yes, sir.
So now, how many ruling planets are there? See, on this right side, I have given, on this right-hand side, I have given ruling planets. Number one is ascendant star lord. STL means ascendant star lord. Okay. And on the left side of the on the left side table, you see the cuspal positions here. Cuspal positions. I'll just 1 minute. I'll just take a cursor. Just take a cursor. Okay, see this cursor.
Yep.
On the left side, see this cuspal positions. Okay. So yes, cusp number one means ascendant. Okay. See this cursor on the left side. Ascendant. This is the RL. RL means the Rashi Lord, the house Lord. STL means the star Lord. Okay. So who is the star Lord here in cusp one?
Rahu.
Rahu. So this is the ruling planets in order of strength. Okay. For any given chart, for any given time, the strongest ruling planet will be the ascendant star lord. Okay. Then second comes ascendant Rashi lord. That is the ascendant house lord. Okay. Who is the ascendant here? Who is the ascendant?
Star Lord is Rahu too.
No. Which sign is the ascendant?
Okay. The ascendant is Libra.
Libra. So who is the ascendant lord, the Rashi lord of Libra? Venus. So number two will be the ascendant Rashi lord. Okay. Ascendant star lord, then ascendant Rashi lord.
Yes, sir.
And third will be ascendant sub lord. These are three ruling planets in order of strength. There'll be how many? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, but this third one, this is a reserve ruling planet. We don't use it as a rule. Okay. The strongest is the ascendant star lord. The second strongest is the ascendant Rashi lord. The third will be moon star lord. Wherever moon is situated, in whosever star it is situated. Now let's see where moon is situated. You go to this, okay? Moon is situated in whose star? You can see from here.
Rahu, sir.
So the number 4 will be moon star lord, that is Rahu. So Rahu is the strongest. It is the strongest ruling planet, being the star lord of the ascendant. Venus is the second strongest, being the Rashi lord of the ascendant. Rahu is the third strongest, being the star lord of moon. Okay. And number after that comes moon Rashi lord. Wherever moon is situated, in whichever Rashi, the lord of that house. Okay. So moon is situated here, you can see in
Aquarius.
In which zodiac sign?
Aquarius.
Aquarius. Who's the lord of Aquarius?
Saturn, sir.
So moon Rashi lord is Saturn. Okay.
Yeah.
Then again, this is a reserve planet, moon sublord. Okay. And then is the day lord. On whichever day, the horoscope is prepared, either horary or the day on which the child is born. Okay. That day, every day has a lord. Okay.
Correct.
Monday is moon, Tuesday is Mars. Okay. Wednesday is Mercury, Thursday is Jupiter, so on, so on, so on. Hai na? So day lord for that day, it was Jupiter. Okay. So whenever you open a chart in true astrology, I'll show you. Okay. Okay, I'll show you after this. Star lords the ruling planets will be given for that particular moment. But they are given in this manner. Ascendant. First see, ascendant Rashi lord is given. Okay. Ascendant Rashi lord is Venus. As you can see from here. Okay. Ascendant Rashi lord. It's not written here, but you have to understand. Rashi lord, star lord, then sub lord. After that, sub lord you can ignore. Moon, Rashi lord, Saturn, moon, star lord, Rahu, moon, sub lord, Ketu. These are the ruling planets. You're getting the point. I'll explain. Then after that we'll study. Then day lord is Jupiter. Okay. Now any planet in conjunction with an RP, with a ruling planet, or is also a ruling planet. Any planet in conjunction. In conjunction means sitting together. Okay. Okay. Becomes an RP. That also becomes a ruling planet. Rahu and Ketu sitting in Rashi of RPs will become RPs. Okay. Yes, Rahu and Ketu. Suppose Rahu is sitting. I'll show you. Okay. Rahu is already an RP here, but see, Rahu and Sun. Now here see Venus. Venus is what is Venus? Venus is already Venus is already a ruling planet. Okay. Now see, Venus is in conjunction with Sun. On the left side, can you see? No?
Yes, sir.
In here in Pisces. So Sun also becomes a ruling planet. And Rahu is sitting in the zodiac sign. It is sitting in Taurus. So Rahu also becomes a ruling planet. Why? Because Venus is a ruling planet. But okay, Rahu in this case is already a ruling planet. So you don't have to consider it separately. Okay. Any planet in conjunction with an RP is also an RP. So here, Sun is also an RP because it is in conjunction with Venus. And Rahu and Ketu sitting in the Rashi, that is the zodiac sign. Rashi of ruling planets will become ruling planets, will also become ruling planets. Okay. Now let us see Ketu. Ketu is sitting in Scorpio. So if Mars had been a ruling planet, Mars is not a ruling planet, then in that case, Ketu would also have become a ruling planet. Okay. Get the point? Any questions?
Why Mercury doesn't include it as an ascendant
Do
of
you want to include
Rashi?
Mercury?
Yeah. Yeah, why in Mercury is not included?
No. You see the longitude of. Why do you want to include Mercury?
Yeah. It's in different.
They have to be within a proximity of 5 degrees, no?
Okay, yeah.
5 degrees. Okay, that is why it is not included. Okay, now rules regarding ruling planets. Retrograde RPs will not give results till they become direct. This we studied last time. RP in horary astrology, even okay. RPs situated in star of retrograde planets will not give result, hence to be rejected. I have my reservations on this. As we go along, we'll talk about this. Now, uses of RPs. Okay. Number one, birth. When do we use RPs? Ruling planets. Rectification of birth time, BTR. Okay. There, when we study that, then we'll see how we use ruling planets. Selection or rejection of significators. Now, this is very important. See, now, suppose what exactly is meant by this? Suppose there 4 planets are signifying marriage. 4 planets are signifying marriage. Now, you are at a loss, as to decide which planet to pick up. So, their RPs will come to your aid. Okay. See, then you see which planet is this, which planet is an RP. Okay, and suppose if 2 planets appear as RPs, then which is the stronger one in this order? Okay, so we pick that out and reject the others. Okay, this we'll do as we go along. We'll see it practically. Then we use them in timing of events. Just hold 1 minute. Okay, just let me see. I have to pause for a second. Not a word. South Indian languages, they're totally different. I mean, we can't even understand a word of either Tamil or Telugu or Malayalam. Not even a word. We can understand a bit of Marathi and Bengali. There are hundreds of languages in India. Okay.
So it was like in another country. You are from.
Oh yes. North India and South India, that totally different. Totally. So, is this clear? Ruling planets.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So, can we move on? This is more of you will only learn this when we come to the prediction part. This is just the concept that I have given you. Okay. So now we'll come to significations of Rahu and Ketu in KP. Okay. Let me know when it comes up.
Yes, sir. It comes up, sir.
It's come up. Okay. Now, special status / significations of Rahu and Ketu in Murti Paddhati. Okay. It is different from Vedic. Okay. Vedic, this is totally different. And Rahu and Ketu, they play a very important role in KP. You have to, you have to grasp the concept very, 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 very carefully. And what I'm going to teach you, you may not find in other books or other astrologers may not even teach you, properly. So, but that's the way it is. So anyway, I'm reading out. Rahu and Ketu are not planets in the true sense of the term. Or say that they do not find a place in astronomy.
It's totally
do planets. Okay, they are only in Hindu astrology, in Indian astrology. Okay, they are not planets as such in the solar system. Okay, in astronomy, they don't find a place. They do not find a place in Western astrology also. They are essentially shadow planets acknowledged and forming a part of Hindu astrology. And their efficacy as astrological tools have been proven in Hindu astrology through empirical research. Okay. Being special in nature, they have special status too in astrology and are different from other planets insofar as their significations are concerned.
Yes, sir.
Both these planets give their results in the following manner as per KP. Okay. Krishnamurti Paddhati or Mr. Krishnamurti says, number one, Rahu and Ketu will first give the result of the planet they are conjunct with. Okay, that means sitting together. So suppose Rahu is sitting with Venus. Rahu will also give the result significations of Venus. Okay. Then they will give the result of the planets they are aspected by. They are aspected by, but this is not established, and I don't follow this. Okay, this is not established, but this is what Krishnamurti ji said. That was a long back. So, research now, new research says that this is not established. So we don't don't follow it. Okay. And 1 minute, Peter, just 1 second.
So it means it's not widely used, like this rule, the second rule.
Okay. Then number 3, then they will give the result of the house occupied by their star lord. This is, this is as per any other, that's as per any other planet. Then number 4, they give the result of the house owned by their star lord, like any other planet. Okay. Then they give the result of the lord of the Rashi occupied by them. This is again important. Like we said, that Rahu sitting like it will do for a ruling planet, like it becomes a ruling planet if Rahu is sitting in, say, sitting in Aquarius. Okay, then Rahu will also give the result of its Rashi lord. That means it will give the result of its Saturn also. Okay. Then number 6, they will of course give the result of the cusps, whose untenanted cuspal sublords they become. I think we had studied untenanted cuspal sublords. I think we had studied that. Okay. So out of the number 2 is not established. Okay. Or borne out through empirical research. That it will give the result of the planet it is aspected by. This is not borne out by research. So we don't follow it. Okay. The other situations are found to be tested, time tested, albeit not in the order of strength as mentioned above. Krishnamurti ji said that, the language, first it will give the result of this, then this. No. See, research shows that they need not give the result in this particular order.
Okay. So they can come up.
You have to be, Rahu and Ketu are very powerful. But at any time, they can give any of these results. Or all of these results.
Yes, sir.
So, the other situations are found to be time tested, albeit not in the order of strength as mentioned above. It is found in practice that both the planets endow a native with all the results as described above simultaneously. In the example chart, Rahu will give the results in the following manner. Okay. I've given a chart on the left side. Okay. Results of the promise of Saturn on account of conjunction.
Yes, sir.
See, Rahu sitting with Saturn. So Rahu will give the results of Saturn also. The result of the house occupied by Sun, that is the 6th house, as Sun is stationed there. Okay. Result of the house occupied by Sun, that is the 6th house, as Sun is stationed there. The results of the house owned by its star lord Sun. Okay. Results of the Rahu is in the star of Sun. We are talking about that. So first, after conjunction, then the result where Sun is, its star lord is situated. It is situated in the 6th house, like any other planet. So Rahu will give the result of the 6th house. And then the result of the house owned by its star lord. That is Sun. That is the 4th house. Okay. That is the 6th house. Result of the house owned by its star lord Sun. That is the 4th house. Then results promised by Venus, lord of the Rashi Taurus, occupied by Rahu. Clear? Is it clear?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Okay, so now we see. Can you see the chart?
Yes, sir. Second chart.
Okay. Now let us try and understand which are the houses that Rahu would be signifying by way of behaving as any other planet and by way of representing a planet. Now, any other planet is like any other planet in KP. You know how any planet as a significator gives results of its star lord. Okay, then the house owned by its star lord. Like that, Rahu, like any other planet, let us see how it will behave, and then its special powers. We will study both of them.
Yes,
Okay,
sir.
so here now let us try and understand which are the houses that Rahu would be signifying by way of behaving as any other planet and by way of representing a planet. Okay,
Yes, sir.
so number one, behaving as any other planet would do as per KP rules. Rahu would give the result of the house where its star lord sun is posited. That is the sixth house. Of the house owned by its star lord sun. That is the fourth house. And the house where Rahu is placed. That is as an occupant of the first house.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay. These are the stellar significations of Rahu. Okay. These are the stellar significations. The quality of the result, of course, always to be decided by the significations of the sublord of Rahu. That like any other planet. Okay. Number two, behaving like any other planet and the rules of conjunction, Rahu would give the results promised by Saturn. That is, Saturn promises the result. Now, whatever Saturn as a planet is going to give the results, same results Rahu will also give. Why? Because it is in conjunction with Saturn. So Saturn promises the result of its star lord moon's position in second. Ownership of moon, that is third house. Saturn significations of the sublord of Saturn. However, the sublord of Rahu would also play a role. So Saturn would behave like, Rahu would behave like Saturn also. Whatever results Saturn promises, Rahu can also give those results. Okay, results will always take place during the dasha periods of the planets. So we are talking about Rahu dasha and Mahadasha. Okay. Okay. Number three, Rahu by sitting in Taurus represents Venus. Now this is the special powers of Rahu and Ketu.
Yes, sir.
They represent the planet in whose zodiac sign they are sitting. So here Rahu is sitting in Taurus. So number three, Rahu by sitting in Taurus represents Venus. So would give all the results that are promised by Venus. That is, Venus sitting in the star of Mercury will give the result of the fifth where Mercury is sitting. Second and fifth, which Mercury owns. Seventh, where Venus sitting, and first and sixth that Venus owns. Quality of the results will, of course, depend on this sublord of Venus. Here also, sublord of Rahu would also play a role. That means Rahu represents Venus. So all the results promised by Venus will also be delivered by Rahu. So now Rahu will give its own results. Rahu will give the results of Saturn, and Rahu will also give the results of Venus. Okay. So Rahu in toto signifies sixth, fourth, first, second, third, first, ninth, 10th, directly as a planet, and fifth, second, fifth, seventh, first, sixth through Venus, the planet that it represents. Okay, we can see how powerful both Rahu and Ketu can become. In fact, Rahu and Ketu can give the results of the planet they represent more strongly than the represented planet itself.
Okay. Yeah.
That means Rahu representing Venus can give the results of Venus, in a stronger manner than Venus itself.
Okay.
Rahu and Ketu in KP nodes are supposed to be more powerful than the planets. Okay.
Yes, sir.
So that is the KP. Okay.
So Rahu and Ketu are more powerful than other planets. Correct?
Yeah.
Let's see. So, um,
Yeah.
back to the one that is said, not established theory, the second choice, the second topics that is said.
Question, your voice is cracking,
Yeah.
so I'm not able to hear you properly.
Yeah. The second rule that is said is not established.
No. Second rule, we don't, That is why I didn't talk about the aspects also.
Yeah. But are they widely used, sir?
No. Some astrology, I don't think most astrologers are using it. You know where you will come, in fact, in KP, we do use aspects, but KP actually Krishnamurti himself, if you read all his books, then I think he started off, with so many things, and then later on, as he, wrote books, then so many places you'll find him contradicting his own self, his own theories, and then not using aspects, and then some places he is using Western aspects, and then some places he is just and not using aspects at all. So no, the second rule number 2 is we don't use. I don't use. At least I don't use rule number 2.
Yes, sir. Yep.
Okay.
I see. Yep. So Rahu and Ketu promise the result of the planet that they are in conjunction with.
Yeah.
And represented are that planets too. Okay, sir. Yep. I'm pretty much clear, sir. Yep. I have to review it later.
Then there's regarding now, we studied the role of Rahu and Ketu so far. Rahu and Ketu, how they give results, but then planets sitting in the star or sub of Rahu and Ketu, they also will give results when they are sitting in the star of sub of Rahu and Ketu. That also, this theory you will not find in not many astrologers will tell you. Okay.
Yes,
so this is very important. You may not find it in so many books. Yes, but anyway, so role of planets in the star or sub of Rahu and Ketu. Any planet sitting in the star or sub of Rahu or Ketu is as good as if it's in the star of the sub of the planet which Rahu and Ketu represent.
Yeah.
What does that mean? To understand this in the example chart, Mars, now listen carefully, Mars is in the star of Rahu. Mars is in the star of Rahu. Okay. Mars sitting at 8 degrees in Gemini is in the star, is in the area of the star ruled by Rahu. So Mars is in the star of Rahu. And assume it is in the, just assume it is in the sub of Ketu. Okay. Then Mars, besides its other significations, Mars as a planet, it will have significations like any other planet. Then Mars, besides its other signification, will give the result of the house occupied by Rahu and Ketu. Slightly confusing. You have to, over the gap, 2-3 days gap that we are going to have, you have to try and understand this. And then, of course, as we go along doing predictions, you'll get a clearer picture.
Yes, sir.
Then Mars, besides its other significations, will give the result of the house occupied by Rahu and Ketu, number 1. The house occupied and owned by the star lord of Rahu and Ketu, number 2. Number 3, the house occupied and owned by the planet in whose Rashi Rahu and Ketu are sitting.
Okay.
So Mars will, any planet that is sitting in the star or sub of Rahu and Ketu, any planet, will have multi-dimensional roles in Krishnamurti Paddhati.
Mm-hmm.
In other words, Mars will give all the significations of Rahu and Ketu.
Mm-hmm.
So like Rahu and Ketu, Mars also becomes very, very powerful. Okay.
Yep.
So, if I try to explain it here, but anyway, let me see. Divorce and seventh cuspal sublord case study 3. I think I'll leave it. We come to it later when we study marriage. Then we will do this example. Okay. So right now, because we have not discussed any marriage prediction part, so it will not be fair on my part. If I've just made the notes, we'll come back to this. You just make a note that we have to come back to this. Just make a note, okay? And then this is today's lesson number 7. Just note down. We have to come back to this particular. You can note down this particular write-up. We have to come to classes also, but we have to come back to this to see how a planet sitting in the star of Mars, star or sub of Rahu and Ketu will act. To explain that, this is an example here. So anyway, I will not go into this because you may not follow it much.
Correct.
Before. So similarly, another example is there. How planets in star and sub of Rahu and Ketu act. Same thing. And this is, how example chart, date of birth. How planets. This is same example. By example, I have explained here. But then this is how this boy, got a job by planet sitting in how the planet sitting in sub and in star and sub of Rahu and Ketu helped him get a job. Okay, this also we'll take up later on. When we start doing, see, KP is slightly more complex, but once you get the hang of it or the concept of it, then it is very accurate, especially when it comes to horary astrology. Okay. And before I finish the class today, I'll show you how, I'll show you 1 minute, where you find ruling planets. Okay, Peter.
Yes, sir.
When it comes up
to astrology.
Okay. Now see. Can you see this? This is an actual chart. So actual chart. So so see, whenever you make a chart, any chart, horary, natal, here you see this below the chart, ruling planets will appear below the chart. Ruling planets at 15:35, 15:00 hours on 21/4/2023. Okay. Ascendant. First will be the ascendant Rashi Lord. You can see the ascendant Rashi Lord. Ascendant Rashi Lord. Why is it?
It doesn't
okay. The time has changed. As the time changes, I'll show you another. Just wait. God.
Oh yeah, this time match. Yeah.
Okay, now. So see now, cusp
Yep.
1, you
Yes,
can
sir.
see the ruling planet. This is the chart as on just now,
Mhm.
okay? At 1644, at 6:44 p.m., okay? 1844. So this is the instant IP here. IP on the left-hand side, top corner. IP means instant prashna, instant question if you want to create a chart of this moment. So you see, the first cusp, ascendant, number 1 will be given, ascendant Rashi Lord. You can
Yes, sir.
check from here. Cusp 1, ascendant
match.
Rashi Lord is
Yep.
Venus. Then second is ascendant star lord is Rahu.
Yes,
See
sir.
Rahu. Okay. Then third is the sublord. Ascendant
Ketu.
sublord is Ketu. After this, you need not consider. Sublord, you don't consider this. Then the moon. You take the moon. Moon, where is moon? Here is moon. Okay. Moon, Rashi Lord is here. You can see Mars. Okay. And then star lord is Venus. You can check from here. Okay. Venus. And then sublord. And then what Rahu and Ketu represents is given here also. Okay. I've already taught you. Okay. Rahu represents Mars. Why it represents Mars? Where is Rahu?
Rahu is in Aries.
Rahu, Rahu 10, 15. Rahu is equal to Mars, it says. Where is Mars? Where is Mars? I don't know why Mars is coming, but anyway, Mars and Ketu. Rahu is in the star of Ketu. So Rahu represents Ketu also, okay? And then Ketu represents, where is Ketu? Ketu,
Libra.
it is in the star of Rahu, okay? So it represents Rahu also. And day lord, today is what? Today is Friday. So day lord is Venus. You can check it from here, okay? So you'll get the hang of it. So this is how you see the ruling planets. Ruling planets. Now, how to use ruling planets, in theory we have already studied. Okay, as we go along, next class onward, we are starting with predictions, and our topic is going to be marriage. So as we, and marriage, I think 2-3 classes there, 2-3 classes marriage I think is there, or maybe I don't remember exactly, but marriage is a long chapter. Marriage is, successful marriages and divorce, then no marriage, and then so many things are there, love marriage, and etc. etc. So Tuesday, Wednesday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, 3 days you have. You get these concepts clear, Peter. And there's been a long gap. So go back to the earlier videos and the write-ups. And you connect all these these, that's Rahu and Ketu, etc. that we have studied, and ruling planets. Just try and synchronize coordinate with all the chapters together. Then you'll get the hang of it. Okay. So
I do it. Yep.
I think that is it for today. Okay.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I'm stopping the recording.